Hey, it is Marie. As I said in my previous video about my elementary school experience, I wanted to move through my life chronologically. So today I thought I'd talk about what some of you might refer to as your middle school experience. I would refer to it as my junior high experience. Elementary school for me was K through 6. And then junior high was 7, 8, 9, and then you would go out to the high school, or what we would call the senior high. But so I wanted to focus on that early adolescence, junior high kind of awkward experience, as I'm sure about everyone would call it awkward. But add CP to the mix, and you'll get more awkwardness. Ooh, it's a pretty good recipe, guys. So my middle school experience. So as I said before, I'll just backtrack. As I said in my first video, I believe it was, I didn't actually know I had CP until I was in 6th grade. I was actually told by a gym teacher that I had it, and I was kind of asked to mentor this other student at my school who had cerebral palsy, and I was kind of there to teach her hand-eye coordination skills from my vantage point, what I felt was beneficial to me in order to have a more effective kind of way of teaching. So I hope it was beneficial to her. I thought it was really cool to see her, learn stuff from me. At least I hope. But anyways, so didn't really know about CP until 6th grade. And even then, I didn't know what it was. I just attributed it to my learning disability, which I now realize was totally wrong. But I didn't know that, I walked differently. That just never occurred to me until 8th grade, I believe it was. I watched a video of myself, and I was like, you walk differently. And I noticed right then, at a very vulnerable, awkward time in my life, that I looked very different from the average person, and I wasn't average, and it's still a struggle with me, because the thing is, you think you walk normally, and when you see something that contradicts it, your whole perception of yourself kind of shifts. So that was in the middle of middle school. But even I don't think I was expecting much when I first went into 7th grade. It's a big building. I kind of had other stuff in my mind, like my locker. Oh, I couldn't get that thing to open. And they were the cheapest locker things ever. It took me forever to figure out how to actually line the dial up with my freaking eyes. So yeah, other concerns were on my mind than the CP. I still at that point never really thought much about the CP until I saw the video of myself walking. But even in 7th grade, I had my people from my elementary school, and then people that I had met from other elementary schools around the district. And I remember this one kid in my gym class who I'm very grateful for. He sat in front of me during attendance as it was alphabetically organized, and he would just pass the ball to me, invite me into whatever activity we were supposed to be doing. If it was volleyball, I still suck at volleyball, but he would always pass it to me, make sure I could get it over. He was very patient with me. he was also kind of like a popular guy, so he would kind of infiltrate his friends into this whole thing of helping me out. And I must say, as much as I liked it, and I'm thankful for him, it did kind of bug me because I was looked at differently in this big group setting of gym class, by a lot of people that I didn't know, and they didn't know me, and we were just meeting for the first time. And I thought, oh, I'm gonna be labeled as like this person who can't do anything, which was kind of true. I'm not much for activities, but he was just very patient with me. But that kind of exploitation did kind of bug me, as I think it should. But I owe him so much. Because just to have that amount of goodness shown to you by someone you've known for like a few months, that's the thing about CP, is that I think I've been shown more goodness in the world than evil through my experience. People always tend to try and be so cynical about life, and I can't, because I see all this good that people do, and I must say, like, middle school was not like rainbows and butterflies. Some people knew what cerebral palsy was, and they would call me out for it, and I wouldn't get bullied, but I wouldn't get the best treatment either. It was kind of like a light harassment, like a light joking around about it, but it still kind of gets you right there. But people like the kid in my gym class, and people in my elementary school would really stick up for me in that area. And I'm just, I'm so grateful for them. So yeah, I think middle school is more stressful on the social aspect when you realize you are different, when you are shown that you are different, because there's so much more of a standard that you're held to in middle school, where in elementary school you can just go along with the other kids, and kids don't really care, they'll just play along with you. But yeah, I would say, I would have to walk more, but I think the social aspect of it kinda outweighed the walking. I've never really experienced pain or any discomfort from walking, except for my feet hurting. I don't know if that's normal. I don't know, but my feet usually hurt if I walk around too much. This video, over 8 minutes, so I'm gonna get going, but I do want to just leave you with the fact that there is more goodness in the world than evil, and that I can assure you, from my experience. If you have cerebral palsy, keep going. You have the strength. Look out for that goodness, and don't let anyone tell you you can't do anything.